Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show, where you'll find health and fitness inspiration, motivation, and information shared in 15-minute episodes. Tune in while getting a move on to make leading and enjoying the benefits of a healthy lifestyle almost too easy. It's the Fit 15. And now your host, Catherine Basu.
Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show. I'm your host, Catherine Basu, and I'm excited to let you know that I do have an awesome guest today. Claire Richmond is my guest. Before I share more about her, I wanted to just mention why I'm saying I'm excited to have a guest. I did not have a guest yesterday. I just shared a workout video, actually. I know that sounds weird for a podcast show, but I invited you to go and check out a workout video I had made 3 years ago and had not shared that focuses on some different cardio moves you could add to your home workout routine so you could get your heart rate up without having to necessarily run or do anything like that. So I invite you to go check that out. The reason I want you to check that out, besides that I want to give you some other workout options besides just walking while listening to the podcast, is that I have 2 other videos that are similar to that I would be happy to release and tell you about on future episodes of the podcast or not. So if you don't want me to use up valuable podcasting time with that type of content, then I will not do that. Just give me your feedback. You can go to fitarmadillo.com/podcast and click on the show notes for episode 158, yesterday's episode, and leave your feedback that way. I hope you enjoy some of those moves and checking out that video. But if not, let me know and I will proceed accordingly. One other housekeeping item before I introduce Claire to you, and that is that I did pull a winner for the giveaway for Lauren Golden's new book, her best-selling book, The Free Mama, which helps you learn how to work from home. The winner was Tangi Lamar, so congrats, Tangi, again. I know Tangi already knows this and she was excited, but I wanted everyone to know that we were actually drawing a winner here. So the giveaway has been completed. If you missed that, still invite you to go check out the show notes for that episode I did with Lauren Golden. Lauren's been a guest on the show twice. Her episode about the book shared some productivity tips. So highly recommend checking that out, checking out her book. I finally got to start reading it now that I'm spending some time this week in Florida, visiting my grandmother and having a little time to go do some reading by the pool. And I'm halfway through and I can't put it down. It's really great to hear Lauren's story, and I'm just diving into the tips for starting your home business. So I'm sure, even though I already have a home-based business, that I'm going to get a lot of great insights in how I could be more productive in running it. All right, so my guest today, like I said, is Claire Richmond. Claire is the founder and designer of Hello and High Five greeting cards for your fitness friends. She believes in the power of greeting cards to project positivity and gratitude into the world. Claire is a graphic designer, a runner, an RRCA certified adult running coach, and an active member of her community in Des Moines, Iowa. So welcome to the podcast, Claire. I'm really excited to have you as my guest today.
Thank you so much, Catherine. I'm excited to be here.
So you have this awesome company called Hello and High Five. Wonder if you could start us off by sharing what that is and why you ended up starting it.
Yes. So Hello and High Five, we are a brand of greeting cards for all of your fitness friends. So we have collections for runners, for cyclists, for yogis, and we're more than a greeting card company. I like to call us a movement. We're supportive of specifically women in fitness and the unique challenges surrounding women in fitness. We love to partner with different events. We're very active around central Iowa, but we love to have, cheer corners and partner with yoga studios and have classes and do bike rides and really just get out there and show people that you're not in this alone, right? We're here for each other and we can give each other really beautiful messages that are inspiring and hopeful and full of gratitude as they continue to grow as athletes and achieve their goals. None of us are in this alone at all. So you asked me why I started this business.
Yeah.
I never planned to start a business.
I feel like that happens to a lot of us. But
right. You find yourself in this place and you think, well, nobody else is doing this. I can do this. So the place for me was, I'm going to get I'm going to get real talk here for a second.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we're doing it. I actually got incredibly ill in the winter of 2016. And so I lost my job while I was in the hospital. And I decided, well, what else do I have to lose? I'm going to start this business that's been kind of percolating in the back of my head. And the business was specific to runners. It was good luck cards to runners. I am a runner. I'm a running coach. And at the time I was training for a marathon. I, of course, had to drop out of the training to recover. But I thought, I want to send cards to my friends who are continuing to train for their races and in advance of their races. And I just couldn't find anything on the market for the runners to say good luck. And so I created my own cards. I'm a graphic designer. I've been doing graphic design for about 15 years and had been freelancing in the Des Moines area. So it just really seemed like a way to connect all of the things that I loved and was passionate about. And I found this really beautiful gratitude practice in the process. As I created these cards and talked about my business, the cards that I sent to friends really got me out of my own head when I was in that place. And it's really grown into part of Hello and High Five's key message, which is just supporting others all the time, and how gratitude practice and just saying thank you is going to encourage people to support you back too. So we can create these like bands of cheerleaders in our life in this really intentional and beautiful way.
I absolutely love that. I don't know, you're giving me an opportunity to talk about like my favorite book and also my favorite TED Talk for people that don't have the time to read. But I don't know if you've come across Sean Aker at all.
Tell me more.
So you're going to love him. So he has a few books, but The Happiness Advantage is one of them. And he has a TED Talk that is about that. But basically his whole thing is that Hi friends, it's Catherine, and I'm definitely excited to share more about Sean Aker with you. But that sound is your halfway point reminder. If you are joining us and only have time for a 15-minute out and back walk, you will want to turn around now. All right, back to my conversation with Claire. I think that we have to be successful in order to be happy, but we actually, the reverse is how things work. If we're happy, then we're going to be successful. And one thing I love about that you could find in the TED Talk is just some very simple action steps he shares to increase our happiness on a day-to-day basis. And, one reason I like it is that it talks about getting moving for a small amount of time even. So being active each day, which people listening and they're already, walking hopefully or running are hopefully doing, putting that into action, but also expressing gratitude, whether it's an email or, I love the idea of a card. I find that for me, it's more personal, but just that act of writing something down, I feel like helps you have it sink in more. And that's why I've been trying to get a journal practice going again, which, hopefully it's 2019 when we're releasing this, maybe I'll actually have that done. But I find, journaling is better too. It's helpful too for that reason of just like writing things down. So I really love that. And I think, like I said, I think you'd love to check out Sean Aker it definitely supports, the idea of this small thing you can do to help yourself be happier and more successful while also encouraging your friends who are taking on these goals, right? So he's going to check out. But yes, I love that. So do you find some people have been enjoying writing these greeting cards to their fitness friends then?
Oh, absolutely. We see pictures pop up all over the country on Instagram. And the interesting thing is people are taking the cards on hikes and taking pictures, there's a mountain design on one of the cards. And the card itself is a really personal message of mine. It's the best view comes after the hardest climb. So there's a couple of pictures where people have taken a picture of the card with the mountain that they're hiking behind it. Yeah. And it's just so cool to see how people give the cards and what it means to different people, the act of
Mhm.
card giving. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, especially in our world. It's so social media focused and, online focused that people are still being able to send cards to encourage each other.
Yes.
Awesome. So you have a few key designs. I don't know if you're going to have any new ones in the new year, but do you have any ones that have been your favorite or favorite project that we should definitely go and check out?
Yes. The very first card that I ever designed was a card. I made it as a joke because, as I mentioned, a business wasn't part of my plan.
Right.
And it's an homage to when I would teach and coach beginning runners. I coached a Couch to 5K program here in Des Moines for a number of years.
Mm.
They would say, I only will run if I'm being chased by something. So I took this concept and I designed a card that was a T-Rex chasing a runner, and it just says, keep running. And
Mhm.
I have found that card, you can send it to people for so many reasons. You don't even have to be a runner to appreciate the message of the card and the things that you can write in there, like no matter what's going on, just keep going. I've partnered with a group here called Fem City. It's a national nonprofit network of women in business.
Oh,
And
cool.
last year, I partnered with the Des Moines chapter to create International Women's Day cards. And this was a really great idea that I can take no credit for. I only helped its facilitation. Um, it's just cards to tell other women how freaking fabulous they are and how you're in their corner.
Mm.
And it's been the first set of cards that I've been involved with creating that haven't been, fitness specific. I do plenty of freelance greeting card designs, but
Mhm.
for Hello and High Five, you can see the images on the site and on the Instagram account, but we're absolutely working to create more for 2019
Mm.
and maybe for International Women's Day, but maybe for beyond that. So I would say to look for those.
International Women's Day, is that the beginning of January? Or is that no? Maybe that's in August. There's so many there's so many days that I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in the February, March
Oh, okay.
area
Okay.
of the year. Yes. I'd have to look exactly when it is for 2019.
Okay. Okay. Very cool. So there might be like there's something in January now that we're saying it. I might have to check out what that is and maybe I need some cards for it. I know it's women related, but I'm forgetting the exact connection. Well,
So
very
it's March 8th of
okay. Okay.
2019.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
March 8th. There we go. Very cool. So, any favorite stories, I guess, maybe from people that have shared? I mean, I do like that you get to see the cards out, along the trails. Any other things that you found that have been inspiring that you've heard from people sharing from your cards?
Can I talk about some of the races that we're involved in?
Yeah, of course.
I would say the most inspiring thing that we see is when we're out along the trails during these long distance runs around central Iowa, and we blow up the pictures of the cards and the motivational messages contained within them. But we're Hello and High Five. So,
Hmm.
we have a huge high five hand on a poster. And that has been the most interesting and motivating thing, I think, for runners to see on the trail when they approach our cheer corner. People speed up when they see the hand and they slap the hand and they smile and they keep going. And you
Hmm.
just have thousands of these moments with complete strangers throughout the morning when we're cheering for these races. And it's been such a powerful thing to be a part of and to see, and people will, get in contact with us later, or they'll see me in a couple weeks, in a store or something, and they'll say, "You helped me finish my race."
Oh, wow.
And so I just think we cannot discount the support that we give each other.
Yeah.
We don't have to be a runner. When I used to coach races and I was healthy, I would run alongside people
Mm-hmm.
that I was coaching. And then I got sick and I couldn't do that any longer.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you, you miss out on so much when you're in the thick of things and you're running. And when you're off on the sidelines, like, what an opportunity to impact so many people in a positive way. It's just my favorite thing that the brand has been able to do.
No, that's absolutely awesome. We need to get you out to California to do that. That's where I run most of my races.
That sounds wonderful.
No, it's super cool. That's what you mean, I guess, for people that don't know, when you're doing cheer squads or cheer groups, you're doing that out at races mostly.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We like to put ourselves at, the hardest part of the race. So you'll typically find us about midway through the big hill, at mile 9 or whatever it is,
Yeah.
or where there aren't a lot of spectators, right? Because there's some beautiful trails in our city, but they're not super easy to get to. And so you're just kind of running, and you're on mile 20 of your marathon and there's nobody there cheering you on. So we like to be there, and we like to bring our music and bring our food. And yeah, we did the Des Moines Marathon in October, and we had baked a bunch of chocolate chip cookies the day before. And the thought was, I was baking the cookies for the people that were going to be cheering with us. But what actually happened was, all the people that were cheering with us decided that we wanted to share our cookies with the back of the pack runners, the folks that, for whatever reason, were walking, whether they were injured or tired, or doing intervals at that point. And we're absolutely doing that again, because
That's awesome.
Yeah, that helped people get to the end of the race. For sure.
Yeah, when you're in a marathon, any little small push can definitely make a big positive impact. So, and a cookie, if you're having a tough time, because there are those times when it's not your race, even if you train. So it's good to have something at the end of there.
Yeah, and that's okay. We've got you. We're going to give you a high five. We gave out a bunch of hugs too. But we have, chocolate chip cookies might be the new thing. So maybe in 2019, I'm not going to make any promises, but maybe a chocolate chip cookie.
You'll just have to sign up and see, right? Oh my goodness. So do people, I guess I haven't heard of anyone, that I know of running the Des Moines Marathon yet. Any tips on that? Is it a good race for people to go check out?
Oh my gosh. Yes. I can talk about the Des Moines Marathon all day. They've been a fantastic partner of Hello and High Five since we first started out, just a few months before. The marathon is every October. It's usually mid-October.
Okay.
You can actually sign up for it now. And, of course, it's less expensive the sooner you sign up. But the marathon is fantastic. It's a big race for Iowa, but in the grand scheme of marathons, it's a smaller race for sure. So it's affordable. We have a great expo. We have a great city. A lot of people just don't realize Des Moines is a well-kept secret.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, and I'll tell your listeners, come check it out. It's inexpensive to stay right in the heart of downtown for this race. And you will run through some historic neighborhoods. You will run through, miles and miles of parks. Waterworks Park Trail. It's pretty flat.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's in mid-October in Iowa, it's usually like a cooler day. I want to say it was in the 40s or 50s. So pretty perfect running weather
Yeah.
wise. Mm-hmm. So there's a half marathon, a marathon relay, and a full marathon associated with that race. And the last 2 years, Hello and High Five has been on mile 20 for the full
Mm-hmm.
and 7 for the half. So that's where you can find us if you sign up for the Des Moines race.
Awesome. And maybe some cookies, right? So I guess
And
that
maybe some
that's the
cookies.
other benefit
However, if you're getting a cookie from us, you may not be having the best time.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Oh goodness. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes on mile 20, even if I was having a good race, I might go for the cookie just because
Yeah.
maybe a bite, you know?
That's it. Yeah. Just a little extra sugar.
Awesome. I guess I know we're coming near the end here, but since you have that background as a running coach and you're a runner yourself, any good tips for the runners listening, something that you want to leave them with to encourage them?
Related to card riding or related to running in general?
Running in general.
Running in general. It's January when this podcast airs. And so I would think about the goals that you have for yourself for this year. I would think about having one big race that you want to train for, but I don't believe in multiple big athletic events depending on your normal training level.
Mm-hmm.
So choose your big thing, whether it's a destination run or whether it's your first 5K, and put it on the calendar. And when you put that race on the calendar and you write it out, I want you to tell at least one other person.
Mm-hmm.
So you have accountability and you have something to look forward to. And when you have that race that you choose, you can work backwards and you can look at training and things like that. But I want you to also look at who you need to cheer you on through that process. And that would be my tip for running for 2019.
Yeah, I love that. No, I definitely agree. I know people try to take on a lot and then it becomes overwhelming, but having that one thing and then working backwards to get to that point and having your cheerleaders is definitely important.
Yeah. And the worst thing for me, talk about disappointing, is when you do have all of these goals and things are going really well and then something doesn't work.
Right.
And, when I got sick, I had to say no to all of the things.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just one race that I didn't get to run. It was many races over, a period of time. And so I just, knowing that I had that experience, I encourage others, it's going to be a lot easier for you to add at the last minute if you're feeling good than to emotionally have to think about, approaching every race thinking, oh, I know I signed up for the half, but maybe I'm going to have to go down to the 10K, which is okay. But we just judge ourselves, don't we?
Yeah. Yep. No, that's true. That's definitely true.
We all want to get PRs all the time and run all the long distances.
Right. And unfortunately that can't happen all the time. So
not all the time.
Oh my goodness. But that makes it, it does, even though those times when it doesn't work out that way are not happy in the moment. I think that's when we learn the most, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's good perspective.
I think your card about the mountain card is probably good for that, right? The best views come after the hardest climb, right? Getting over all those little tinier hills up that mountain. So
yeah, and when you make it up, it'll be indescribable. And it'll be so worthy of celebration.
I love that. Well, I love your cards. They're super gorgeous. Definitely want people to check them out. I might have to get some for my clients in the new year to encourage them. So where can we find them and how can we follow you? And then you said you're going to do something special for the listeners. So do you want to share about that?
Oh, sure. So you can buy my cards on helloandhighfiveshop.com. That's hello and high five all spelled out. The word 5 is spelled out.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram at Hello and High Five. Please like us and please check out what we're doing.
And you're being so generous as to offer the listeners today a special discount for the next week on your cards. Is that right?
50% off one card purchase with the code FIT15.
Well, Claire, thanks so much for stopping by the podcast. I know I can't wait to see where people are, going to be getting their cards and sharing with their friends.
Yeah, me too. It's always awesome to look at where people are ordering and think like, oh man, I wonder how they heard about it.
Oh, for sure. Well, Claire, thank you so much for being my guest today and sharing so much wisdom and more about Hello and High Five with us.
Thank you so much. It's been wonderful to be here and so much fun to talk to you, Catherine.
Thanks for listening to the Fit 15. For show notes and more, visit fitarmadillo.com/podcast. See you next time.
Hi friends, it's Catherine. I hope you enjoyed today's episode with Claire as much as I did recording it with her. Wanted to remind you to go to fitarmadillo.com/podcast. That's our show notes page. Scroll down to episode 159 to find Claire's show notes for all the things that we talked about in today's episode, especially that coupon code FIT15, which you'll be able to use for the next week to enjoy 50% off your single card purchase over at her shop, helloandhighfiveshop.com. Are you enjoying the podcast? I hope you are. If not, give me some feedback. But what I'd love to have you do if you're enjoying it is to subscribe, share any of the episodes that you most love with your friends, and leave us a rating and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to your podcast. That will help more people find the show. I hope you subscribe so that I can chat with you tomorrow, where I'll be sharing something I did in New Orleans that I may repeat when I go back to visit later this month. And if you are in New Orleans or could get there the last full week of February and want to maybe meet up for a run, let me know. You can reach me by emailing me podcast@fitarmadillo.com. I would love to organize a running meetup in New Orleans with you. Hope you're having a wonderful day and to chat with you tomorrow. Bye.